Hi everyone, here's what's bothering me today. So let me get this straight. Self-proclaimed centrist and just notorious actual conservative grifting ghoul Tim Pool has recently caught COVID-19. And this comes after railing against vaccine mandates and just against any kind of control whatsoever. And I'm going to touch on a lot of things here, but what strikes me as particularly telling about this whole saga from what I've seen and heard from it is that at the end of this, Tim Pool still has not had any kind of light bulb moment or a moment of self-reflection. So the Cliff's Notes version of the story is that a member of their staff tested positive, but they decided to continue on with the show anyway. I think it was on Wednesday, October 23rd. And so they continue on with the show. Things seem normal. Tim goes to bed, wakes up, drenched in sweat. His condition worsens. He, to use his own words, felt like death at one point and went to a clinic. Doctor refused to give him ivermectin, so Joe Rogan encouraged him to get a better doctor. So he goes to this better doctor who prescribes the kitchen sink, again, Tim's words. This is like azithromycin or something like that, as well as ivermectin and monoclonal antibodies, which, if you're unaware, is where they take basically antibodies from people who've already had the virus and have recovered from the virus, and they inject you with those. And the whole process cost about $4,000, and Joe Rogan very magnanimously offered to pay for it. That's the gist of the story, right? All of which, again, could have been avoided with a free vaccine. And I'm going to touch more on this, but another thing I want to quickly hit on. Notice how, again, right, like for a while, Tim Pool was mad at people not wanting to fly and go out to his ranch compound, whatever the hell it is, because a lot of these people were citing, hey man, it's still a pandemic and I want to keep myself safe and my loved ones safe. And Tim Pool got mad at these people for, oh, come on, man, look, well, it's like you're saying we don't have safety precautions. Well, dude, with or without your safety precautions, seemed like several members of your staff and friends, as well as yourself, caught the good old COVID. Which you yourself, now having experienced it, said, wow, this really sucked. And then you go through this whole rigmarole to get a kitchen sink treatment that is also expensive, all while still encouraging your audience not to get a free vaccine to prevent feeling like death. Especially since many in your audience may not be able to afford or have a friend who can afford a $4,000 treatment. And so here we come to the quote in question that shows that Tim Pool has learned absolutely nothing from his experience. In the Wednesday video, Pool doubled down that the incident makes me feel like I was right the whole time about the ineffectiveness of vaccine mandates and that he looks forward to the media lying about me and my prescriptions and my medications. To put it another way, it's difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends upon his not understanding it. Yeah, one really marvels at the mind to think that Tim Pool is really apparently unironically saying, I feel like I've just been right the whole time about vaccine mandates. My guy, you and no doubt many of your friends and your staff did not abide by this. So they didn't actually take these steps and precautions to keep everyone else safe, which could have then hopefully either mitigated the exposure to COVID or prevented it entirely outright. You and your staff also had some big gathering at some place where you gave like 200 tickets out to your own subscribers, and there were other people who, were coming in through and, oh yeah, no, look, it's properly ventilated and people are spaced apart. But again, people didn't have the antibodies. Again, because it's America, so many people can't afford to take expensive treatments like that, which is why, again, it kind of boggles the mind that people aren't going to go for a free vaccine. So this whole notion of, oh, I was totally right the whole time about vaccine mandates. In what fucking world, my guy? This actually completely proves you wrong because you and others were not actually being responsible. And all your talk of, oh, it really hurts my feelings that people aren't coming out to see me during the earlier stages of a pandemic and having to get on flights with other people who may or may not be vaccinated and come here, masks off into this enclosed area while, we're all speaking and none of us are vaccinated or very few of us are vaccinated. Like, oh man, I'm just so insulted. You've rather unironically proven all these guests who didn't want to come on your show during a pandemic right. And notice again how he tries to cut off or head off any kind of criticism with the line about the media lying about me and my prescriptions and my medications. I'm literally just quoting word for word what he says his treatment was and exposing how, hey, you know, in a better, more rational, insane world, you got the vaccine and you either didn't get sick, like you and your staff hopefully all took the vaccine in this better hypothetical world, and either someone got only mildly sick and decided to self-isolate, or everyone decided, oh no, we all got to self-isolate, or no one got sick because everyone was vaccinated and thankfully it warded everything off. We know that because of the Delta variant, it can break through the frickin' vaccine, which is annoying as fuck. So thanks again for helping contribute to that by telling your audience, no, it's fine, you don't need to do this stuff. Rebel, 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 proud patriots. The left is insane. Blah, 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 blah. And so that just made this whole thing go on for far longer, which allowed for more viral spread, which allows for more mutations, because that's what a virus do. And no doubt I'm going to get some angry Tim Pool fans in the comments section who are going to miss entirely the point of everything. And that's really what I want to hit on here, is that all of this could have been avoided. And it is also rather irresponsible of Tim Pool to continue to tell his audience, no, see, this is how I'm totally right. It's like this weird mental gymnastics trying to show that he's right when actually he's fundamentally wrong. And then on top of that, telling them to not get a free vaccine and hope against hope that, yeah, you know, you can hopefully, wherever you are, find a doctor who's willing to give you this kitchen sink treatment. And I really hope that you have $4,000 casually lying around somewhere. Or you have a friend who has that kind of cash on hand. All of this was entirely avoidable, and yet they pressed on with all these things anyway, and it resulted in Tim Pool becoming very sick to the point that he himself admits it was not a very pleasant experience, the worst of its kind for that kind of illness. Those are, again, his words. And yet again, judging from his later words, the man has learned nothing. There's been no growth, no epiphany, no small moment of self-reflection or humility, just trying to justify in some weird roundabout way that he was somehow right when he is unequivocally wrong. It is just absolutely wild, and it is absolutely what's bothering me today.